Hi guys, it's Debbie. Last week I reviewed The Holiday, which is a film suitable for adult audiences, and continuing with the flow of Christmas videos, today I would like to speak about Elf, a film which is suitable also for younger audiences. Elf is a 2003 comedy film starring Will Ferrell, which portrays Buddy, one of Santa's elves. Buddy is a human which, as a toddler, crawled into Santa Claus's sack on Christmas Eve and ended up at the North Pole. He was then adopted by one of the elves, Papa Elf, which raised him just like any other elf at the North Pole. Papa Elf is also the narrator of the film. So Buddy grows up at the North Pole completely believing he is an elf, although his appearance is completely different from the other elves. The size of his body means that he finds it hard in physically fitting into the elf's tiny environment, and also he struggles in performing what are considered typical elf tasks, such as quickly creating toys. One day he overhears some elves speaking about the fact that he is a human and asks Papa Elf for an explanation. So Papa Elf explains to Buddy that he has a father, Walter, which lives and works in New York City. Unfortunately, his father doesn't know of his existence because his mother gave him up for adoption when he was very small, without telling the father. His father is a greedy and selfish businessman which cares only for himself. As a matter of fact, much to Buddy's despair, his father is actually on Santa's naughty list. Regardless of this, Buddy leaves the North Pole and travels all the way to New York City full of joy and expectations, because Buddy is an extremely cheerful person which loves smiling, he loves having fun, he's hardly ever sad, but unfortunately he discovers that the rest of the world is cynical, cold, unwelcoming and often unhappy, and populated with selfish people such as a particularly nasty man portrayed by Peter Dinklage. So Buddy takes a while to adjust to this different type of lifestyle, and he slowly tries to get to know his father better. Obviously all of this happens with a series of hilarious situations. I think Elf is the perfect film to watch with all the family because it appeals to all types of audiences. Younger kids will enjoy it because throughout all the film, the existence of Santa is never put in doubt. Some of the characters might have lost their faith in Santa and might say they don't believe in him, but Santa is always shown as an existing real person. Also, adults would enjoy it because it's hilarious and relatable, with all the worries of balancing work and family as Buddy's father does, or at least tries to do. And it also has the typical elements of a classic Christmas in New York type of film, which we are so used to and which we love, but with this fish out of the water element added. A difficult age group to satisfy when watching a film altogether is the teenager category, because they obviously don't want to watch a kids film, but they also don't want to end up watching a classic romantic Christmas movie from the 80s. Elf is perfect for them because it's full of puns, hilarious situations. Buddy is a clumsy, goofy character which they can laugh at, and Zooey Deschanel's character is young and relatable. And fun fact, on the last day of shooting, Will Ferrell, the director and a cameraman, drove around New York and would ask random people if they would be extras while Ferrell acted like Buddy around them. So for example, the scene in which Buddy jumps through the traffic. So I think Elf would also be a cheerful alternative to the usual Christmas film categories. So we have the loud slapstick comedy film about friends or co-workers getting drunk and causing mayhem over the Christmas holidays. Then we have the classic romantic Christmas films, and then we have all the kids' Christmas films. So I think Elf would be an excellent alternative to these three categories, and would also satisfy people from completely different audiences, and as a matter of fact it is considered one of the best Christmas films ever. I'm underlining the amount of comedy in this film, but the movie never feels like a ridiculous series of jokes or absurdities. On the contrary, it has a positive and meaningful plot, even if it's not that solid, and the characters learn to love and accept others not only at Christmas time. Also, every time I watch Elf, I have this slight feeling of guilt because I realise we are laughing at Buddy's extravagant ways, at his over-affectionate way of being, but some of the things he says or feels are just pure honesty and happiness. For example, we might laugh at sentences such as, "I just like to smile, smiling is my favourite," and it might sound funny said by him in the middle of a cynical and sad world, but if you think about it, it's actually a beautiful sentence. And this makes us realise realise that we're laughing at that cold world, but we might actually be part of it. We actually are the stressed out people in New York City. So Elf is funny, it's hilarious, but it also teaches us the important lesson of love and accepting others, and maybe thinking about how we are behaving and how we can improve over the Christmas time and also during the rest of the year. What's your favourite Christmas movie? Let me know with a comment here below, and look out for more festive videos on my channel. See you soon in a new video. Bye!